Keep believing in yourself. Welcome to Socially Inept Thoughts. My name is Clint. If you guys could, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. I really love what I'm doing here. And what's happened the past couple days has been pretty, it's been pretty rewarding, which I'm going to get into. So yeah, let's get to the video. As you see, I've started doing this channel. I think my first video I posted on this channel was January 26th. And I remember I planned it so poorly. I came at a park at nighttime. I had no lighting. I was adjusting everything, blah, blah, blah. And I brought like my camera, I brought, all this extra equipment, and I didn't even prepare properly. I didn't even know what I was going to talk about. All I knew was, I knew the message I wanted to start with this channel. I knew I wanted to feel like I provided value to something. Because I've done a YouTube channel before, and it was really a podcast. And I love doing it, and I hope one day I get back into podcasting, I really do love it. It actually, I do think it helped me. I mean, there's no doubt it helps you become better at talking about stuff. But if you listen to like my first episode in 2020 compared to like where I was in 24, 25, it's an it's an immense difference. And I had some stuff happen in life where I didn't really have the space to really have a podcast. I became so broke, I couldn't even afford my editing software anymore. I couldn't afford my RSS feed. Are they really expensive? Not really. But when you fall behind so many other things, you gotta put your priorities where they need to. About a few months ago, I decided, beginning of this year, like, I'm gonna create a channel. And I'm gonna start from fresh. I'm just gonna start something different. And it was the first time I wasn't just impulsively doing something. I was like, let me write down what I want this channel to be. What is the name of it? I wrote down like 9 or 10 different names. And I just settled on this one. I didn't coerce with anyone or nothing. Socially Inept Thoughts, because I'm a very socially awkward guy. And sometimes they're pretty inept, but at the very least, they're a thought. And I wanted to be like I was speaking to a younger version of myself. There's plenty of these channels out here that talk about, being a grown person and all that stuff and speaking to the youth. And to be honest, I don't really feel like I'm in a position to like give people advice like that. I'm not really in a great position in my life to be telling people, younger men or even men of my age, like what you should be doing. What I do think, I've been through enough experiences where I can provide experiences about stuff, and how it's okay to not look at your situation as a definition of who you are, and that really it depends on the person in the situation. Kind of get back on topic, keep believing in yourself. I'm recording this on April 7th. Or not April 7th, April 6th. It's actually my sister's birthday today. I wasn't planning on recording today, but today and yesterday have been just a whirlwind of the traction this channel's been getting. Over the first 2 months, literally from January 26th to like April 5th, my subscriber count, it's gotten up to like 47, 48. And yesterday and last night, I've had one video just completely getting in the algorithm. I posted another video that was already going to go out. I posted that Sunday afternoon, and that one this morning and all day has already gotten like 500 to 600 views, which for this channel is pretty insane for only being up for a day. The first video, which was about I'm a loser, if you guys want to check that out, it's I'm a loser, I'm the loser she will leave you for. That one's, as we speak right now, is like at 900. It's close. It's gonna probably break 1,000. You know, knocking on wood. The reason why I share that information, right? It is not to brag. It's not. It's about like you know, you put out a lot of duds out there. I put out some videos out there that have gotten 10 to 15 views and like no engagement, shitty click-through rate, and all that stuff. And I think the biggest thing is just do not overreact to when things aren't working, and make small adjustments. Keep believing in yourself. To give context, literally I have doubled my subscribers in one day. And not by doing so much, not by posting 5 videos a day, just by consistently, like, I try to post every other day. You know, it's not really like a set schedule. It's more like if I have so many videos ready, I try to time it. I try to give video space to operate an algorithm. I'm not someone that at this point people are going to just listen to 3 videos a day. I'm pretty aware of that. I have to earn my audience's time. But I think I'm starting to be rewarded through the algorithm through my consistency and trust. I'll be honest, like typically on the weekends I'll come across videos where it's about like YouTube growth. It's about things you need to like pay attention to, like not to when you're not getting attention at first that you're looking for. That it doesn't mean things are bad. You just got to think about, you got to give the algorithm time to find your audience. And I'm not saying that like every video I post now I'm gonna have the same amount of views or nothing. There's obviously gonna be ebbs and flows. But to see, like, I mean, I'm now, as I speak right now, it's like almost 4 o'clock, and I'm up to like 84 subscribers. Like, I literally went to the gas station earlier after the gym. I was like at 76. And I'm trying not, you know, it's human nature. I'm trying not to like look at my analytics every hour or nothing. But when you have shit like popping for the first time for the size of your channel, it's, you know, I'm not gonna lie, like it's a little addicting. And to see like the views are just keeping on going. It's constant engagement, and it's mostly positive. It's like, it's not just like people click in and nothing, like it's people commenting, giving their opinions about stuff. And it's mostly like people that resonate. And that engagement, it's like, when I created this channel about, I wanted to provide value. That's what I'm talking about. Not that people are commenting and saying they agree with everything, but the fact that I'm talking about shit that people actually give a shit about. For context, on my podcast channel that I haven't done in over a year, I did that for 5 years. I did over 350 some episodes. At a certain point, I just accepted it was never gonna grow, so I just did it because I loved it. I enjoyed it. And it didn't matter. I didn't care about the growth. I spent so much time doing timestamps and stuff like that, and it never grew because I killed the channel to the point where I did too much, and I didn't really try to really think about how to grow it. And it's kind of pathetic. I did over like 400 some videos on there in total, and it's got like 96 subscribers. In 2 months, I'm gonna match that, probably by the end of today. I'm hoping to hit 100 subscribers today. And this isn't like the toot my horn. I'm very proud of it. And one thing why it's important to keep believing in yourself is it's not to like completely go out and party your ass off when you hit 100 subs, but like, that's something to be fucking proud of. When you're making consistent progress in your channel, you're noticing patterns. And I think that's much more important. And stuff I've noticed, because I do trading and stuff, when you realize, you know, you can do all the research, you can learn the algorithm, you can learn titles and all that stuff. If you really want to know what people care about and what resonates, as simple as it sounds, look around. Look at your homepage. Look at what you get fed. Look at most importantly, we have this idea that we love, a lot of people, we complain about the algorithm. We complain that people put hyperbolic statements about expose, and it's not, it's a lot of clickbaity stuff. It's a lot of extremism to get your attention, a lot of capitalizations and titles. Because, and we say, we're not like that, you know, we listen to these Ken Burns type of historical, it could be as boring of a layout, it's more about I just support whatever, and we may say that, but what most people click on and what most people grabs attention is the kind of crazy statement or the self-vindication in titles. Like saying, like, I really, when I put that title, I'm the loser, your girl will, like, she will leave you for it. To call yourself a loser to the public is very a vulnerable thing. Now, as I explained in the video, I'm not quote unquote a loser in terms of I actually live my life like a loser. But if someone were to look at my situation as being broke for an extended period of time, not having a job, my ways of making income and my passions are YouTube, content creation, and trading, that is what someone would consider not really someone you can rely on, someone who's kind of in their own fantasy world, someone who's not in tune with reality. They're quote unquote losers, right? They think that they alter reality. They're bigger than the system. They think they're quote unquote different. It's that type of, like, people, most people roll their eyes at that stuff. And the reason why, it's not about being against people like that. You know, people are going to have their opinions. That's just life. You know, you're the one that's got to live yours at the end of the day. The reason why, but as I wrote this note, stop trying to be creative. Pay attention to what people want to hear by what you pay attention to in your algorithm. Now, I guess that's speaking more to if you want to do like YouTube or content creation. And I used to be, I'll be honest, like I used to be so hard bent. I didn't want my, I never wanted to be the only thing that, you hear the word niche, right? And I was so hard-headed for a long time. I wanted to be somewhere, I want to be able to talk about anything and people just come to me, you know. Oh, that sounds weird, but I want to be able to talk about anything and people just want to listen to me like I'm Joe Rogan or some shit, you know. And the reality is, even when you think about the biggest people that we think that they talk about the most broad stuff, yes, they talk about everything, but what gets them the most traction is when they talk about things such as fighting, in his case. Like, especially now, because people have very divisive opinions about, you know, medicine and stuff like that, and he's very profound about, since, you know, all the stuff's happened the past 5 or 6 years, whether people agree that when he talks about it, that gets traction. And the thing is, it took me a long time to accept it. You have to gain people's trust through, they have to understand your thought processes. And you have to find the avenue that people care about, one, and two, one that you care about. If you're just doing something, if you're just doing like a topic matter or subject matters that you're only doing because you know that it's algorithm friendly, then yeah, you may get, and it doesn't mean you can't have opinions or thoughts, but over time, you're the one that's got to continue showing up and talking about and doing the stuff that people subscribed and came to you for. And I think what I like about what I do is, one, there is flexibility in it, but I think the best part to me is that as a person evolves over time, I can also evolve those takes. So there can always be a space for it. Like even 5 years from now, I could be married and a complete different state in life. And the people that came here when I was in the situation I am now, then when I get there and have money, then they can say I'm out of touch, and look, he's the same guy look, he's changed, he's got money and all that, so I don't know, you know, that would be a good problem to have. But I hope that people, you know, when they listen to me or watch me, how, you know, I think part of maybe my advantage or appeal is because I'm pretty, like, comfortable with who I am. And I think when I talk about things, it comes from a genuine place. And we all say that shit, like, everyone has their genuine opinions about stuff, but there's people that say stuff, but you don't really feel like they're comfortable with that aspect. Like, you don't know if they could apply it in real life application. And I wonder, you know, since I do talk about, like, dating and stuff like that quite a bit on here, like, if I don't date for, if I don't date for a period of time, am I gonna be out of touch with it? And am I just gonna be talking about it without, like, feeling a part of what's actually going on? Now, look, to get back on the subject matter, the past couple days have been rewarding. And it's a reminder to trust your process and just keep doing it. Cut out the noise. Cut out the distractions. And the woman. And coincidentally, the second I did that, this started happening. And there's no correlation between me and my situation with my ex at this point. There's no correlation between this channel being successful. I'm gonna look at me. I'm already talking about like it's fucking got 10,000 subscribers in 1 month. But in terms of things are trending in the right direction, I feel like I've hit a breakthrough. Because they say the hardest is getting that first 100, that first 500 subscribers. And, you know, that's the hardest part. Not that everything just easy after that, but it takes a while to like build that trust with people for them to trust your, you know, your content and what you're about and what you're consistently putting out, that they be interested. What do they come to you for? I do think the correlation between I've finally mentally just accepted like that situation, not that it was affecting me coming out and recording videos. I was recording the videos regardless of the bullshit I was dealing with in that situation in everyday life. This actually became my sanctuary. It probably motivated me to like record more, just to like get away. And I had that kind of so much shit going on, it kind of motivated some ideas for this channel. And I felt like I was giving information out and giving takes because there was real life, like I'm in this with you guys. You guys are having, specifically young men, you guys are having issues with women and all this stuff. And I have a lot more knowledge than most younger guys about this stuff. And you still deal with it to an extent. It's more about just how you react to it and how quickly you just separate from the situation. That's the only difference between a 22-year-old version of me and a 30-year-old version of me. I would have just like tried to rationalize and stay in some longer and just convince myself that, you know, this person needs someone to care for them. And at a certain point you're like, this is not my shit to deal with. I've done nothing to warrant this out of someone. And that's okay to say. You're gonna sound like you're condescending, that you're egotistical in reality. They're gonna do the same. And most part, which I'll probably get into another video, but I'm gonna focus on, I remind myself, stay on fucking topic, bro. You know, and I've talked about in previous videos, I am a believer that if you constantly put out into the universe, eventually, if you're consistent, the universe will show signs. And I'll be honest, not that I was gonna stop doing the channel stuff, but it definitely comes a point where you're like, you know, you're like, you know, I feel like I'm just hitting my head up against the wall. Like, it's like nothing is breaking through. My shorts stopped working. I'm like, you know what? Fuck the shorts. I'm just gonna focus on doubling down on the long form and recording and cutting up multiple videos and making them more digestible. And when you are continuously like, I'm not exaggerating, I have like 25 plus videos that are ready to be posted. Like, they are already in my studio, and I just haven't posted them. And I'm timing them, and I'm still recording. I'm just trying to record as much because it's important to just stay. It's like practice, you know. You just gotta keep, like, you gotta stay in the gym. And there's no real reps, you know, for this. Like, you have to, you know, talk shit in front of a camera to record, you know. And there's something about, there's a comfort of, like, I don't have to rush and stuff. Like, I post everything, I do timing. Like, I could post a video tomorrow that I recorded 3 weeks ago. Sometimes I'll record a video today, and there's something about that I feel like, not like the universe needs to hear what the fuck I gotta say, but like, this is like, there's something more relevant about this right now. So I'll go ahead and skip that ahead of the line. And the point I'm trying to make is sometimes, like, the universe, it sends signals to you. Not to get too all weird and psyopy. I'm starting to sound like a crystal girl right now. But and I was starting to get to a point where it's like, man, like, there's no engagement on anything. And I know I'm putting out pretty decent stuff for the most part. Like, there's just no, like, it's like the universe just, like, not wanting. And sometimes, like, it's always like the second you're just, like, ready to be like, well, I guess I'm just going to keep doing this and nothing happens, but I'm just going to keep doing it because I told myself. And then you start, it's like immediately every time something like that happens, the universe gives me a sign. Sorry, I was trying to think of the Snoop Dogg, Justin Timberlake. About the other guys. I am white, unlike JT, who apparently isn't. But look, I believe, like, you kind of, it's almost like the universe, like, you need to get yourself in order, get your priorities straight before your message is ready to be out there. But overall, what I want this video is just to keep believing in yourself. Whether you're doing content creation like I do, whether you're doing, you know, anything you're working towards in life, you're probably going to go through long droughts where there's no signal of reward for it. You may go to the gym for 2 months straight and feel like you're not getting an ounce stronger, your energy sucks no matter what you do. You just feel like nothing is just, like, showing progress. And then sometimes all it takes is someone being like, hey man, you've been hitting the gym? And then all of a sudden your ego goes through the roof and you're like, your body just gets like this rush. And you get into that, oh yeah, someone's paid, you may not see it, but other people notice it in you. And also another thing I will say, this is specifically if you are, like, wanting to do stuff that is a little out there, like content creation or whatever it is. I know everyone's heard this before, and it's not, you shouldn't just, like, be like, I'm telling no one about this. If anyone asks about it, I'm not even gonna peep an ounce about it. What it is you really shouldn't tell anyone about stuff that you're working on. And that's gonna sound like everyone, like, even your girlfriend or your boyfriend, you know, it sounds like it's a good thing, but what happens is you're gonna care about even family. Like, I live with my family right now. None of my family knows about this channel. Nothing. They know about the previous podcast show because, and sometimes when you do that stuff and they may catch a couple episodes and be like, yeah, you know, that was kind of nasty what you talked about. And you're like, oh yeah. And this is much more clean cut. This actually has some of value there. On that shit, I just, you know, messed around a lot. There's something, when there's like a freedom. You're not worried about if someone listens to it and they're like, oh, are you talking about us? It's like, not directly. And then you got to go through that. And then what's going to happen, it's going to reap into, you know, your process. I wanted to talk about that, but it's authentic to what you think about. Here, man, like, I don't have to, even when I never have to, I don't worry about if someone's gonna listen to something, if someone listens to something I know at this point in time, and they're gonna think it's about them or judgment about some stuff. And any judgment that may come with doing stuff like this, like, I don't have to worry about that because no one fucking knows. And it's like, it's almost like this is just for me. And so, see, here I am, like, I just can't help myself. I gotta, and it looks like it's dying down a little bit. Yeah, see? Now we're up to 84 subscribers, you know? That's just insanity. A video's been up for a day, 646 views, 41 likes, 12 comments. The other video's been up for 3 days, and it's got 906 views, 24 likes, and 16 comments. And you know, that's the thing, man, like, and it's still going. 84 subscribers, bro. Like 16 away from 100. And I don't want to get ahead of myself, but just let this video be a reminder to just trust your process. Keep doing what you're doing. And keep believing in yourself. As corny as that shit sounds, it's really all you got. So yeah.